Hey everyone. So this is the second day that I'm back at Smith for the last part of my residency. It's been, yeah, a long, crazy, wonderful day. My highs. So it was really nice to meet and spend time with the students. I did a lot of that today. I met kind of formally with them and I also met informally with them. And it was just nice to just get a chance to talk to them about some of the things that I really care about my work with Street Symphony. And then especially nice, Kate Soper teaches here. She's an amazing composer and just like a really great human being. I wish we lived closer and could spend more time with each other because she's just super great. But she teaches a class called something like The Voice is the Original Instrument. And so Siley went and taught her class about Indian vocal music. And it was amazing because I kind of came into the class at the very end, and Siley had taught them to sing this bandish, which is like a little composition, which is the first composition you learn when you're learning Hindustani classical music. And it was amazing to watch these singers sing this bandish. And that same bandish, that composition, is actually in the piece that Siley is singing with the orchestra. So it's going to be really cool for them to have learned this bandish and then also hear how it works in the setting with the orchestra. So that was really special. To watch Sally teach a class of Western classical musicians. It's just like, how far we've both come going into one another's worlds, and how we're both these kind of complements of one another, and we both kind of are able to see the other side of things and see things through an opposite lens. And yeah, I'm just like really proud of how far she's come. Like that makes me super happy. So that was great. And then afterwards we kind of had an informal meet and greet with some of the students. And it's interesting because we've been doing this every time I come, where I just kind of hang out in a place for a couple hours and people come and meet me. And it's been interesting because in a certain way, when I first came, I felt like the students were maybe a little shy or maybe a little intimidated, or I wasn't sure what it was. But I mean, you have to imagine the situation where whenever I come to Smith and when I go to any college, they have these posters of me around the school to kind of get people to come to the events and stuff. So most times people see me, it's in this form of a poster, and then suddenly they're like meeting this person who they've seen in the posters. And I can imagine how it's like a little scary, or just this person seems important or whatever, and you aren't sure what to say. And I mean, I've certainly felt like that many times. So I totally empathize, but I didn't always know, what to do when I'm on my side, like how to make myself seem accessible and seem nice and friendly. And this final time, I really felt like the students opened up and were asking me questions and were really, engaged with me and weren't like afraid to interact with me. And that made me feel really special, because I think maybe what the students don't realize is sometimes when I go to these different cities, when I'm going to a college for the first time, I don't know anyone. Like I've not even really met the faculty. I'm just coming there sight unseen. And, it's really nice when people talk to you, because otherwise, you don't know anyone. So, yeah, it's been really interesting to be on the side of the perspective, and to be able to, finally really feel like I'm making a connection with people, and, that's been really great. So those were all highs. The low, as I'm sure you can tell by me talking, is that I am so exhausted. Like I'm just beyond exhausted. I don't even know, and I'm exhausted and kind of stressed out, because I feel like the last few days I haven't had a chance to work on this piece for Albany Symphony, and the deadline is coming up, and I know how these things go. They always take longer than I think they're going to take, and just my levels of, being able to concentrate for long periods of time are just completely flagging. And I feel like it's just to the point where I feel really defeated about it. Like I feel like I can't get the work done that I need to get done. But then, I mean, of course, I'm in this place and I want to be in this place and spend time with the students. Otherwise, like, what's the point of me coming and doing a residency if I'm not going to be around, So I feel like I've been really, really stressed. I mean, honestly, it's been really, really stressful. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the solution to that is, or, how to deal with it. It's just a time where it is what it is. So yeah, that's been really hard. something I'm glad I did is that that arrangement that I was telling you about last night, that was a thing that I had promised to a colleague of mine, I just woodshedded it and finished it today. Like, I did the entire thing. I just sat in a practice room today and finished it. And I'm really glad that that's off my plate. And I emailed, I have a person who does all my parts for me. She does all my copy work. And I emailed her on a whim. Usually I give her a heads up and I let her know that, something is coming her way in a week or so. And this time I literally just emailed the conductor for this piece and my copyist, and I said, okay, this is what I've done, can you guys please handle it? And both of them immediately communicated with each other and like figured out how to get the parts to each other and how to deal with it. And even the conductor was like, okay, if I just have to extract the string parts myself for our string rehearsal, I'm happy to do that. And usually, like I'm saying, there aren't many conductors who will go so far to like extract the parts themselves if they need to. But as I did this as a gift to this conductor, I thought it was really nice of him to just take it from however much I could give him. That was really nice. So I'm glad that I got that all finished. I can just breathe a sigh of relief that that's off my plate now, and that basically musically what I really get to concentrate on is the Albany piece. There's nothing else musically that I need to work on until that's over. So it always feels good to have a double bar line. The thing I regret, and it kind of goes back to my low, is just scheduling things so tightly. The thing is, it's hard for me to imagine what I would have done differently. When I go back and I think like everything that I'm doing right now, I couldn't have scheduled these visits to Smith at different times because it coincided completely with when I was at the Kennedy Center, and that would have been the only time I could have come here and done this, I couldn't have rescheduled the Kennedy Center because, of course, it is a set thing. And of course I wouldn't have wanted to. It was amazing and magical. I couldn't have rescheduled this Albany event because it was the only time that I could be in Albany. So I'm going to Albany next, and it's not for the piece. The piece that I'm writing now is not going to be performed then, but it is kind of a fundraising event around that piece. So of course we needed some lead time before the actual concert to get people interested in it. So of course we had to do it now. There was literally no other time we could have done it because Siley is here now. So, then the question is, I have to be in the places that I am. And again, I feel like I'm having some growing pains as a composer, right? That all these things are happening and they're all really good things. And today, honestly, I didn't even list this in my highs to tell you how like out of it I am right now. But I got 3 commissions today. Like there were 3 people who are like, sent me emails out of the blue, completely cold called from, relatively large, well-established ensembles that are really interested in commissioning me. And it's amazing and it's so, so awesome. And of course I want to do all these things because they're exactly the kind of commissions I've always wanted. But it's just hard to figure out how to pace myself. And to me, I don't think it's a matter of doing less. I think it's a matter of managing it better and giving more of the clerical work to my assistant. And I will say this, I'm traveling right now. So of course, I'm not in the same place that my assistant is, but I have the most amazing assistant, and she takes care of so much for me, and that's the reason why I can even do what I'm able to do right now. I'm so deeply grateful for her, and I think it's a matter of me increasing my bandwidth to be able to give her more of the kind of managerial clerical stuff so that I can focus on the more musical stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out how to grow right now. I certainly don't have it all figured out. It's been nice because I feel like I've been having a chance to talk to composers who are much more established than I am and actually ask them, what they do and figure out how to grow. Because the idea isn't to do less. The idea is just to do more of what I want to be doing. So anyway, yeah, this was kind of just a day where I think I really hit a wall, and I probably need to rest, and I'm so kind of worried about this Albany thing that I feel almost too wired to rest. But hopefully I'll get back on track tomorrow, do some yoga and meditation, which I didn't do today, and I haven't done for the last 2 days, which is maybe why I'm so out of it. But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping things will kind of pick up and I'll get back on track. So yay, that was today. I'll see you tomorrow.